Hey, recording's working. Okay, cool. So this is the Monday. Is today the 11th? March 11th, 2013.
Yeah, May 11th. Yeah, it's cool.
I knew it was M. um, and it's a hangout for the Mastermind Partner Program. And oh, Tiffany's coming. Unfortunately, or fortunately maybe, because we're getting some people showing up that haven't previously. We have nobody to set up the Google the the live page, so we're gonna have to put this on a replay page, and people who didn't get on the Hangout when they were prompted to will have to watch the replay. Hi, Keith.
Hi, are you alright, everyone?
I'm doing good.
Has time changed in America?
Time
It
changes.
has.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I didn't either. So there you go.
I was confused.
You didn't know, but you live in America?
I never know.
I live in the UK.
Twice a year, I don't know. Hey Tiffany,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to
How was
see
the
you.
trip?
It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw pictures.
Yeah, there's been some pictures. I have a few more to put up. My phone gets really bad service here, so I have to. I actually could do it now because it's in the Wi-Fi, but it's a little frustrating. Hi, Dan. Oh, you're muted. And everybody else has said hi to Pat, Lisa. Okay, we're good.
Good morning.
Morning. So there's 9 of us. There's room for one more if anybody shows up, but the Hangout, the replay page is not happening today. Till later. So, I've had an amazing weekend. This was the at Unstoppable. Well, I guess it goes back further. At Futuristic Marketing, there was a graduation event in November in San Diego, and then at that event they sold a mastermind, like a deeper mastermind, a couple different products or programs. One was a mastermind, like a 12-person mastermind with Mark and Jonathan, which those folks arrived earlier this week. And then this weekend was uh-oh, somebody just unmuted or something, and it got really loud. Okay, we're good. And then this weekend, the smaller price point, although it was still I think $5,000 program, they sold in November for $5,000. It was called Sales Funnel Millions. So they worked with people through their offer and setting up the funnel and so forth. And this was the sort of the graduation event for that. And I didn't participate in either one of those programs, but I came to be the hands-on, get people through it. There were 4 of us. 4? Yeah, there were 4 of us who ended up just, basically muscling through whatever it was that had people stopped. And I think from my vantage point, I think everybody left completely content with what I don't know if they were all of them done, but they had an opportunity to get it done. There were still people who were stopping themselves even here, which was really interesting to see. But it was awesome. It was a great weekend. It was 3 full days of work, and everybody just, heads down, get it done. There was also some mindset stuff mixed in. They had Jim Bunch in, who's the guy who just does the ultimate game of life. I'm thinking that we might want to look at doing some of that. I don't know. I haven't really looked to see what programs he has or how often they start or whatever, but and I don't know. It's just something to look at. I think some of his smaller programs might be like a good thing to sort of dance around in a little bit together, because he does a lot of work with your environments. So changing your environments and then therefore changing your reality work. So a lot of mindset stuff. Some of it actually physically changing your space. Not feng shui exactly, but about things that are nagging at you that you should have, the should have been done's kind of list, getting rid of those and stuff like that. Anyway, that's interesting. The other person that has something going on like that is actually Mark Hoverson. He recently did a product about journaling and getting a to-do list written down, tallying how many hours are actually waiting, or how I think he does tally how many hours you've actually put off doing what you've or something like that. Anyway, I think that's a $37 adventure, so we might go there because it's just an easy ad for people. Jose's here. Woohoo! We can't hear you, but hello. You have to unmute your mic, or we'll see if it works to unmute your mic. Anyway,
Is that better?
yes, there he is. Good morning.
Hey guys. Good morning.
How you doing?
Morning. I am not as tired as I was last Monday. Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah, but what time is it? Oh, you just got up. I mean, you're just going to bed, right? After this?
Maybe.
Well, you have the opportunity to go to bed after this. Yeah. So anyway, it was really good to see. It was really good to see everybody. It's always good to see. I haven't. I've seen Mark in a smaller environment, like a smaller group setting before, but I've never really been with Jonathan in a smaller group setting before, and that was awesome. I mean, like small, momentary things at events and stuff, but this was really good. Huh? Somebody said something. It's just really interesting to see what it was that people were, for me, more from a what to give people at an event perspective. I think was really really important. Because I think that what I need to do next is start doing some smaller events. Like this one wasn't. This small event was 60 people, so it wasn't small, but it felt small because they were round tables and people were all at work. It wasn't a presentation. They did do presentations from the front of the room, but it was really about the tables and getting work accomplished more than anything. But it's just interesting to see while there was some preparation, like there was some. Well, Mark never does any preparation, but there was some preparation. It still was. They were still just responding to the audience and kind of going with what people needed next. As far as like Jonathan had a couple different things that he would present on, and then he's like, I'm not sure if that's the right way. I think we have to have a different conversation, and he let himself do that. And I just thought that was cool because, well, I always like Mark's MO because he just is like, I don't actually know what I'm doing, what I'm about to say to you, but let's let's talk about this topic and what I know, So I don't know. I just think and everybody here will be able to do that kind of. I guess the cool thing to know is that you'll be able. Everybody who's here has the capacity and whether you're willing or not is a different story, but has the capacity to do this kind of. It was like a big service project because, they certainly. I mean, they made some money from this group, from this activity of doing this particular program, but not by comparison to like the product launch of, so the product launch of Futuristic Marketer, they made like $2 million, right? This one, if there were 50 people, 60 people times 4,000, nice hat. Is your head cold?
No, there's lots of light coming in
You
from
need a
up
shade.
there.
Yeah, so this one, so whatever that is, if someone can do the math, Dan knows how much it was. Was it $4,000 or $5,000? You're muted.
This was the thing they sold at Futuristic Marketing?
Mm-hmm. That sales funnel millions.
I think it was
It was
$5.
$4,000 if you paid up front, and 47, I think, if it over time.
Okay, so let's say $4,000 times 360. Of course, that's who showed.
240,000.
Huh? Yeah.
240,000.
So between them, for I think it was an 8-week program. I mean, the people got a lot for it. So they got Tug, so they're JVing with other people too to provide the content. Mark did a lot of the pre-content. I think they did 6 or 8 weeks of webinars preparing people to, and they also provided them a coach. I think a weekly coach interaction to, have some accountability happening. So overall, plus they had to have people there to do the audio, and and then they flew us. We had to come. So overall, they ended up not making a ton of money off of that particular event, but the service that they've done for this group of people will go so far in their their customer value grand scheme of things. It's just, I just can see it, how, the next thing next, it's like this is like an inner circle, people who've paid to be in the inner circle, but they're also in the inner circle because they've stepped up and shown up, I don't know, it's just really fascinating to see it happen. Okay, so that's my takeaway from the weekend. A lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff. But I guess my thing remains that we have to get folks to Chicago, because that's where they're taken out of their own space, and they can, your mind can just like be completely affected in a much more rapid pace that way. I got a couple of heads bobbing, a couple I can't see.
I'm already going to Chicago, so
Well, your job is to figure out who we're going to take with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Darn.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would love for all the people who are coming to bring someone with them.
Yep.
Not bring them with them. Huh? You'll bring your wife.
Taking my wife.
That's not what I mean.
I want to take somebody else's wife.
No, that wouldn't be good either. I'm excited to see her, but I mean someone that, from across the world. It doesn't have to be someone that you travel with. It's someone whose life you're touching enough to encourage them to come and really be impacted.
Somebody who's not in Empower Network yet.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Just somebody who you'll get to share this first event experience. It'll never happen again for you. Could be somebody who's not in Empower Network. Could be somebody on your team. Could be somebody who already is in Empower Network and needs to be adopted. I don't know.
That's a good challenge.
It's an awesome challenge.
It's a very good challenge.
Hey, can you talk about how that someone in Empower Network that needs to be adopted?
No, you don't get to adopt anybody. You gotta bring new people. You'll spend all your time adopting people, and there will be no transactions.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm working my 2 right now.
You're what?
I'm working on 2 right now. Very close.
Okay. Well, inviting people to the event is for some people, it's a really easy, oh yeah, I want to go do that, because that's the exciting part. For me, it wouldn't have been the catalyst if you wanted to invite me, because I'd be like, it took a long time for me to go to events. But obviously now that I've started, I can't stop. So it's a good thing. Yeah, I am. Well, you know what's really interesting is I used to do, I was a jeweler, if anybody didn't already know. I was a jeweler, like a glass jeweler, and I did craft shows, and I did craft shows and farmers markets and, shows at people's houses and things every weekend for years. And this, I feel like I've finally come home. Because I started, in fact, I'll make the mistake and say, oh, I'm going to a show this weekend. And I'm like, oh, no, I mean event. I'm going to an event. So it's a completely familiar, traveling is familiar. I don't do it I mean, obviously I used to travel. God, I used to do 3 weekends out of 4 every month just to stay, with groceries in the refrigerator. And drag the kids and drag them. Lately I haven't been dragging anybody with me, which is also awesome. But it feels uh, very familiar to have these like away times from home, doing work but having fun, kind of, combination. I think I'm just a what do you call it, like that travels with the circus. What do you call those things? A roadie. I think I'm just a roadie at heart. So anyway, this has been a really good weekend on lots of fronts. I got to fly home today. There's actually some stuff happening right before Chicago that by the time we get to Chicago or right after, before we even leave, I'll be able to tell you guys about. There's a project in the pipeline, but we're sealed. It's like this kind of thing until then.
Or an EN project, a power network project.
Mm-mm.
Or an MPP project.
Mm-mm.
I'm moving to somewhere else project.
No. Pat's saying he can't get the sound to work. He had this trouble last time. You might want to, Pat, during the week, start a hangout with somebody and play around with your sounds, your different settings. That could be useful to you. Oh, I don't even think he's still here. He left because he can't talk. All right. So, what's everybody else up to? Let's start with you, Alan.
Well, what I did is I put out an offer to my list to do private coaching with me, and I put a price tag on it. Probably $297. I haven't really decided, but the way that I structured it, I'm starting to understand structure and why it's so important. So everything that you try to sell to your list, you probably want to structure it in kind of like a product launch way. So I took 3 emails and I stretched it out into a story, and I didn't have people come to an opt-in page because they were already on my list, so I didn't want them to have to put in their email address again. So I made like a quick 5-minute video, and the call to action is just to fill out the application. So I've had one person fill out the application. I emailed him. I don't know if he's going to get back to me or not. But again, structure. If I'm going to do it for $297 and it's only one person, the way that I decided I was going to do it is I was going to give you 5 days for free, see if this is even worth it for you or not. So that kind of takes the risk off them to do it. So whether he signs up or not, just the fact that I've taken that action and I understand that structure, it makes more sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And you sent them to a link for that email, or you asked them to reply?
Yeah, well, no, the link takes them to a video.
So there's a link.
Okay. Then the video takes them to the registration.
So is that inside of Aweber, or which?
Yeah, it's in Aweber.
So you're going to be able to tell exactly who was interested enough to click the link, right?
Right, I can tell who clicked the link, and obviously by whoever filled it out, the registration who filled it out, it's just a Google form.
So what I would do is I would go back to the people who did click the link but didn't fill out the form and say, I saw that you were interested in this. Did you, was there some kind of a technical mess up with my links or something? And start the dialogue, because really it's that dialogue that's gonna sell it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Every one of those people that click that link can be closed if they have any money at all.
Okay, I like that.
That's good. So, just a thought here, because eventually I'm going to be incorporating some of what Alan is doing right now. Having an exit strategy whenever I send something out to my list, and kind of like asking them to fill out a survey if they don't, they clicked on it to view the information, but they didn't actually fill out the application. Have something in place to where if they don't fill an application out, it automatically pops up, and ask them some survey questions so I can know how to structure my next offers. Would that be a good approach to take?
I guess eventually, when you have volume happening, at this sort of organic level, it's really just about getting people to be willing to dialogue with you, and having the posture that you're still evaluating whether it's a good match for both of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people stop for all kinds of reasons. I don't personally actually like to answer surveys, especially ones that say, um, that are kind of challenging. Am I committed? That kind of a thing. I don't respond well to that sort of thing. I do it to other people sometimes, but I don't necessarily personally respond well to that sort of thing. But if somebody came back and said, I noticed that you didn't, probably the kids got you distracted or whatever, knowing that they know me even. So for Alan, if you find that those people, what I would do literally is I would go into AWeber, I would take their email address, I'd stick it in Facebook, and see if they've used that for their Facebook account. It's 50-50 anymore whether you can find people that way. The next thing I do is I Google search them with their email and see if they have like a rep page or something where it's listed that it comes up. Again, you're sort of hit and miss, but really you're like become a detective to find these people and see where their mind. If you can find a page where they've done any kind of expression of themselves, you can get a feel for where they're at or what pieces they're missing, or where they might be frustrated, things like that. And basically, all I'm asking them initially is, were you able to get through that page? It didn't seem like you were able to complete it. And they'll tell you why. They'll either get defensive, or they'll be like, oh my gosh, my computer crashed at that moment, whatever they say. And then you're like, well, that's cool. We'll just, if you could let me know a little bit about what you're looking for, maybe I'll be able to help. And some people are just like, blah. You'll get a 5-page thing from people. You haven't done anything like that, have you?
I like that.
But the point is, at this smaller organic, you have the time still level of things. Reaching out to people is your USP. Being interested in them and curious about them that's our main. I mean, it's still my main USP too. Is people believe that I am gonna take the time, and I do when they step into different spaces. Now I've had to make some, here's a step you have to take before I can really talk to you, kind of thing.
Right.
But it really comes down to each individual person, what they want, and can I help them get them that. And for me, the answer is yes until it's no. Yes, I can help you until it's, and there's another component to that, which is, am I enjoying the conversation with this person? Because if I'm not, then it's not the right sale for me. If it's somebody who's just like pissing me off, or I can see that their politics are clearly going to get in the way, or that kind of thing, I'm just like, I gotta leave. I gotta step back. There's so many other people that I'm going to enjoy, and I gotta take the time to find them, not do this.
I think that's a big help, because granted, I do want to make the money, but I want to make sure it's the right fit, not just for them, but for me, because if we don't like each other, then it's
Well,
really no use.
initially, you should say yes to everyone on the contingency that they're not broke.
Okay.
Okay, initially. Just because you having that experience of having a crappy coaching experience, that's valuable too.
Okay.
Because you can, fill your head with, I know what it's going to be like. I know it's going to be awful, but you won't really know truly why it was awful or the gut feeling about, how you really just want people that have, be able to get clear on who the yes is, the people for you too, the more that you work with just people in general. So you'll suffer through a couple of those folks and you'll be clearer for it. And so it's still a result, and you're going to be able to leverage that. It really turns into really good copywriting material because you can speak from the heart about who exactly you don't want, or the places that people have gotten stuck that you're unwilling to go with them. They need to sort these things out before, it just really helps for sorting for your own mindset and stuff. Yeah. So don't, worst case, you'll be stuck with somebody for an hour or two a couple times and they'll be all over the map and, never show up or whatever. And so what? Hi, Brian. How you?
Morning. How are you guys?
I think we're dandy.
Doing good.
So we were just going through and talking about what everybody's up to. I've been at a weekend with Mark and Jonathan, which has been awesome.
I saw your pictures. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah. You are going to have the blast. You're going to a small group thing with Mark like you're doing at the end of the month. I wish I had known that it was happening. I would go. But
You still could?
No. Maybe. I really, that would be kind of, it would be maybe. I'm a maybe. I wish I could.
I'm excited.
They're so much fun. He's so much fun. He's just fun. And it's not just about like, party, because that's just not who I am. When I say something's fun, it's because it's like, it's stimulating and you come away with like major ideas and aha moments and, empowered to be able to do just really whatever it is you end up wanting to do by the end of it. He's just really good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So that's what, why don't you tell everybody what you're up to and, are you pressed for time at all?
Yeah, I gotta leave here in I just wanted to pop in. I gotta take my kids to school here soon, but.
Okay, well give us 2 minutes on what's up with you and you can escape.
Just been really, I'm totally focused on EN now. I've actually blogged every single day this last week, so that's
awesome.
A first. I've done that. I've been going through all the ARM course, working with Kelvin a lot. I'm sure you know that. Doing trying to push forward on the mobile apps and on the GRN. And recently I was going to ask you actually, I don't know if anyone in this group has messed around with pure leverage. I was kind of looking at that as a way to start promoting EN.
There's a long thread of conversation and different opinions inside the mastermind group.
I think I saw that. Was that lady or that person that was spamming you guys or something?
No. Inside of the main mastermind. Yeah, inside of the main one. So go check that out. We've had this. Everybody has a place on the opinion poll.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go check that out.
One thing is that it's there's an upside as far as Empower Network is that the prosperity team, which is anybody in the MPP, whether they're linked to people who are in the prosperity team or not, can just consider themselves part of the prosperity team as far as I'm concerned. And I get to say that. I mean, anybody. It's a self. The truth is, they'll take anybody, and it's just about aligning yourself and saying I am part, and that's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what team people are on, but part of the funnel that they're putting together will have pure leverage in the to-do list. So that would be just one of the main reasons that I would mess around with it, is because people will have access to all that stuff, but the first thing they're going to be told to do is optionally go sign up for this. And most, a percentage of them will do it no matter if I talk to them or not. So I might as well be in the path. That's all my thinking at this point. But go see the conversation because Kelvin has a very strong opinion against it. Other people are like, I'm doing it anyway. Other people are like, I'm really confused, and and I'm not a lot. I think the main mistake that people will make is they'll then spend time moving their list around, like from Aweber into whatever. And it's better just to have two locations that you have leads.
Well, the way I understood it is even if you move your list, you still got to get all those folks to opt in, which most of them probably won't anyway.
I think GVO you can work around it, but it's just
you can.
yeah, but time spent doing all that stuff is a mistake because you're juggling people around, you're trying to make it work, and when you really should just be out doing what you should be doing, it's just
right.
And it's actually a safer risk base to have, it's ideal if you back up your list regularly and always have control of all that stuff. But should something go kaput somewhere, to have your whole list in one place is actually not the smartest idea, So
absolutely. Yep.
Say even their servers went down for 3 days, you still have part of your list or, a copy of your list or whatever somewhere else that you can just keep. You want to position yourself so you can keep on moving, regardless of what the rest of the world happens to the rest of the world. So a lot of marketers end up with 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 different autoresponder services, and it just is that way. Where other people who are just starting are like, well, I can only have one, and it makes sense to have one, and I want all my stuff in all one place, and it's really not as safe a position for your stuff to have everything stored in one place.
Right. That's kind of the way. It didn't seem like it was much risk to. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I already have all the stuff anyways, except for the GVO. So it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Decide at that moment. It's not a big deal, one way or the other.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So that'll be fun. You're going to Mark. Mark is the bomb. If anybody ever has a chance to go to a Mark Tiny event, they're fun. He doesn't like to be in a room, so he does might talk for 40 minutes and then let's go play some golf. And he takes everybody out to do some putting, and then he I don't know, it's just fun. And then it's lunchtime, and then it's so he does a lot of he's an active up and do, let's go for a walk and talk kind of guy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I saw that invite, but it's too much to do that and then Chicago.
Well, you have to make your choices. That's fine.
I know.
I'm gonna do a couple things more than I think I should be doing. I'm pretty sure. I'm just, yeah, it's gonna be good. This spring is already shaping up to be pretty interesting.
Busy.
Yeah, interesting. I'll be busy. I'm always busy. That's a given.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, Chi, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. What have you been doing?
Getting my Everbird set up and some of this social media ready, and get my blogging going this week, as I took a few days leave from my job.
Awesome.
Starting Wednesday.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's awesome. Did you end up buying the Autoresponder Madness thing, or not?
What?
Autoresponder Madness. Did you? You must not have. I think I would have heard. Okay. I think you'll enjoy that at some point. It's about writing emails that are story based and speak to your audience and stuff. I think he slipped away. Okay, we'll move on to Dan. What are you up to, Dan?
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Nope. You're good.
Okay.
Hey, Dan. Oh, he's trying to.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's your prosperity game going?
It is going really well. Noticed a lot of resistance in there yesterday.
And so it shall build.
Huh?
I said, and
What's that?
so it shall build.
And so it shall build. But it is really cool because The people, there are a lot of people I've never met before there. There's people that I've been friends with for 20 years who used to do some of my trainings 20 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Young guy from my town joined the game. He just started, he's from here in college, and he just started his MLM 2 months ago. So
Cool.
it's very cool. Very, it's not as much of the MLM crowd as the last game.
That's okay.
And so it has a much different flavor to it, which is really cool. And I know that there are a few people from this group who are over there posting about EN, and I've already had a couple of people ask me about EN. And
Awesome.
so we are working on having those people sign up with Scott Goodson so he can sign up under me.
Well, he has to sign up first.
Well, that's all in that plan right there.
But I'll tell you what, stacking people under somebody who won't just go ahead and sign up is a mistake. You're trying to cover him so that he doesn't have to do the work, partly, and so he doesn't have risk involved. And taking away his risk that way is it's not actually empowering him. Unless are there people that came because he invited them?
There are people who came because he invited them, and he's got, man, I'll tell you what, every time I hear him talk about Empower Network, I think he already joined with somebody else. I keep going back to him. I go, did you join up with someone else? What's going on? Because he's got a very strong conversation about it. And so I told him,
Well,
I said,
I'll tell you why that is. It's because he went to the event. That's the strong conversation that comes from going to events, even though he hasn't activated. He didn't want to come. He was going to beg off. When I approached him about that ticket that I had, he's like, and I said, "What, are you begging off already?" And he said, "Okay." And he came, and he wanted to be assured that he wouldn't be locked into something. And I said, "Nah, come and go as you want. I don't care." You know.
Well, so for my coaching with you and Kelvin not too long ago, our conversation went like this, which was, so here's where it came from, my coaching from you, that I said to Scott, I said, these people are interested, go enroll them, get them signed up, and all of you enroll. So I'm not going to do the cover on that.
Okay.
He's going to do the work, and I'm just sending him the lead so that he can sign up first.
Well, but wait.
It's because his conversation about it is very strong.
Are they his leads or your leads?
They would be mine.
Don't send your leads away. Enroll your own leads. Your leads don't want to be, fostered off. They want you.
All right.
I mean, I don't know, how this particular thing resolves, but I'm saying in life, people don't want to be told, well, go sign up with so-and-so and it'll work out fine. They want what they want. Let them have it, which is you.
All right. Well, and some of these are my direct leads, and some of them are leads through that game.
Doesn't matter. If they approach you about it, well, now, I don't, I see what you mean. It's inside of they're asking about it inside of the group?
Yeah.
Then he shouldn't approach them still. He still shouldn't approach them because they could be my leads. They could be people I invited. They could be people Brian invited. They could be people Alan invited. Who invited them? That's who they should talk to about it.
I'm not sure, because a lot of this enrollment came from...
Right. So if on the group is where they're expressing that interest, then he should not be approaching them. That would be inappropriate.
All right.
That's my feeling. But really, he needs to commit first in order to be able to authentically say it's a good thing. Because how good a thing could it be if he won't commit? Don't you think?
I will go to rethink my strategy on that then.
But I feel you, because I've always liked the idea of stacking people and causing them to, not necessarily stacking, but saying, oh well, if you join this, then that will be covered, and then this will be working out, and people need to. What my experience has shown up is that people need to really need to build their own relationships. Is what it ends up being. You can't manufacture relationships for people. He needs he needs to understand that that group of people in particular is all kinds of people's invites, and that it's supposed to be a safe space to bring people there, not have them be hijacked and distracted off into something that he decides that. So if he wants to promote it, he needs to do it in a personally active way of that's what he's actually selling, at least in his head on the prosperity game. And I probably should go in there and see what the conversations are before I speak out of the side of my head. But you see what I mean? So I did mention it. I didn't mention Empower Network specifically, but in my yesterday post, I think I posted it, I put that my $1,000 came from a 15K formula sale, but I didn't mention Empower Network. And as I go through the prosperity game, a lot of my thousands will continue to come from that's the sale of said product. And at some point, someone will ask me, what is this thing that you're selling? But that's me selling it, not saying you should sell it. That's them coming to me because they want to sell it too, or they want the same results that I'm getting in the prosperity game. Because people don't even know that there are things to sell that can get them $1,000 commission. So I guess I'll look specifically at what you're talking about. Is it people saying what's in Power Network inside of the prosperity game thing, or in private messages somewhere?
Private messages.
To him?
To me.
So they're not coming to you.
Huh?
So what do you mean they're not coming to you? If they're coming to you to ask about it, then
you're sending them to him.
You wouldn't.
No, they're not coming. They're not coming to me to ask about it. They're coming to me to talk about something else, and then it comes up.
How does then it come up?
Well, we get talking about because I start talking about, well, do you have affiliate products? Well, what are affiliate products? Well, Deanne is an affiliate product. Here's an example of a post of an affiliate product.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I don't know where all of these, I'm not sure where all of these people came from. I know who my leads are.
Right. So, but as the leadership of that particular group, then I would ask them do they know how they arrived in the prosperity game, and if that person has an Empower Network account, you would want to sign up with them. It's up to them as the consumer to sign up with whomever they want to, but the right thing to do leadership wise, especially since you're drawing people to this, is to say, double check where are their associations. It could be they just arrived from they don't even know where, and then that's fine. But what it does is it also it helps people feel confident then when they bring people to you or to your space that you're not going to poach them. They have somebody who's going to back them up, not be competition. See what I mean?
Well, and that is part of why I wanted to send that stuff to Scott, because I don't want to.
No, you can still enroll them, but you want to double check that they're not already in conversation with somebody else. You want to get the lay of the land, but then don't send them away. Enroll them if they have no, if whoever invited them is not involved in network marketing or online marketing or whatever at all. Take care of them.
All right.
Sell them something. Double check. Double check that it's okay.
I'm going to tell you my battle, because when I was coaching with before is I was supposed to be focusing on the book sales and the coaching sales through this, and so I am trying to, me, little squirrel running out there, I'm gone, and so I'm trying to stay focused on that one part of it and not get caught up in my energy off in that direction. So help me out.
Well, the help you out there part is that the focus that you're talking about is for you, and you need to keep that. But then when people come to you, you have to serve them in the way that they need to be served, not the way that you have your focus. So your marketing and stuff is focused on the part it's focused on. But when people arrive, if that's not a good match, or if that's not where their head's at, or if that's not what they're asking you about, you serve them what they want.
All right.
Yep.
So now
you become curious.
Example. So now if you said to me, Dan, I want to sign up to EN for EN right now, I would have to call Kelvin to get you to do it. Signed up.
What?
I would have to call Kelvin to get you to sign up because I haven't learned that sign-up process.
No, you tell them. Okay, first you say, let's double check that you shouldn't be talking to somebody else first because the prosperity game is a combined audience, and I want to make sure that everybody's lined up with who they're supposed to be. So tell me how you got here. That's the first question. If they're clear, then you can let's look into that a little bit, and then we'll talk about it some more. And then the next thing is you say you'll say this sounds. They say, okay, no, I joined through my Aunt Mary, and she ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And you say, okay, well, that's cool. So you can, we can work together on this then. Let me get back with you with a link that will put you right in, directly in the team, with all and the stuff. Let me get back to you with the correct links, and I've got some stuff to do. I'll get back with you with the correct link, in a couple hours. And people will wait. And so what do, Dan? You go log into your Empower Network account and find the damn link. Be certain that you can always find a link. That's the only uncertainty you have right now, is that I won't be able to find the right link. It doesn't have to be instant, especially if you're in a conversation like that with people. Yeah, okay, great. I'm going to get you taken care of. Let me get with Calvin and Andrea to make sure that all your bonuses are in place, or what see what kind of packages we're offering at this point, and I'll get back with you.
All right. All right, I'm going to do that 3 times this next 3 days.
Okay. The only hiccup is if they're already connected to somebody, you just don't want to step on that particular the relationship you already have with people is more important than any future relationship you might have with the people that you come across in this particular situation where you're the leadership, and it's a commingled group like this. There's a level of...
Well, and see, that's part of my concern is I don't want...
Then you ask them, how did you get here? We need to make sure that...
All right, I got that one.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I wrote down.
Tell me how you got here. I need to make sure that everybody gets the proper credit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. And Scott should step up, and $25 a month, he needs to just be... That will give him ownership over being in our... in the space and having anything to say to anybody about it. He can talk all he wants about it, but if he doesn't have a way to sell it, when he's not actually in it, how can he, he's just over there chattering. Okay.
Then I will push him to the next level too.
No, you don't need to push him. He needs to come on his own. He needs to wanna.
Oh, he wants to. No, that's the thing, is he wants to.
But he hasn't. Why? Because you don't know where your link is?
Huh?
Because you don't know where your link is?
And no, I don't know where my link is.
Okay.
No, that's not why.
If you would find his...
He's got that bad event that he pulled off 2 months ago. He did an months ago, and it did not turn out well. So,
What kind of event?
some marketing promotional type of, he did some, promotion, some kind of promotion event that he sponsored with the guy, and they didn't get the revenues they were looking for. He's kind of caught up on that, paying that off. So that's his challenge, right? So I can push, but everybody needs to push past those kinds of things, just as you have done to me.
If they want one. You always want it. Not everybody. I said you always want it, so that's what you get. But not everybody wants to be pushed. Some people like to be.
Yeah, well, he's a Marine sergeant, and I think he can handle it.
Okay, you know him better than I do. I'm just saying that sometimes that's it's the right way, and sometimes people need a different approach. So everybody needs to be pushed. It's not for me a valid. I can't hear that. Sorry.
What's that?
That's you telling me that that's a should. That's a should, and then when it turns into a should, for me it's like no. There's no absolutes like that in life. Everybody needs a push now and then. Everybody needs a push. Everybody needs to own this. Everybody should have blah blah blah. Everybody, there's no everybody anything. So.
You're right. I mean, everyone does need a push. It's about having the right push for that right person.
Mm-hmm. So, but you know Scott, so you'll push him. You'll be the right leader for him because you know him. So, but putting people under him ain't it? Go talk to these people. That's people getting lost in the woods. Find your link and sell them if it's appropriate. Not sell them. Don't think of it sell them because that's a bad word in your head. Find the people. Find your link and let them come into our space. Find the doorway because your link is the doorway and let them come in and experience this. If it's been a good thing for you, it should be a good thing for other people. See what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Enough beating up on Dan. Okay.
Oh, man, I tell you, I'm bleeding over here.
Yeah. So, Jim, what are you up to?
If you're beating up on Dan, then you're not beating up on me. So, hey, that's cool.
Well, you already have your to-do. You need to bring somebody with you. I would love to see you bring somebody with you to Chicago.
I would love that, too. Somebody
Okay.
functional for a change. Well, I brought somebody to Austin, but that was a huge mistake.
That was not the right body. That was a different.
No, it was not the right body.
A different reason. Uh-huh. He wasn't interested at all in the weekends of adventures.
No, and he was mostly interested in me orchestrating everything, and that wasn't working.
Double.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrea.
Ma'am.
Kelvin is on Facebook and said he can't get on. Is Brian gone? If he's not here, can we bump him off? Or I can leave and just watch.
I can get rid of Brian, I think. I don't know. Can I? How do you do that?
I just haven't seen him because he's been gone for a while, so.
Mm-hmm. Let me, there must be...
Oh. Here.
No, you're here. Brian.
Oh, okay.
Jim, I think because you started it, you're the one who can maybe right-click on him or something and get rid of him.
Well, I'm having issues with it because I can't see the Hangout for some reason.
Oh, it might be behind your screen, like reduce your browser.
I did. I can. Well.
He might be gone. I don't know if he's still there.
Brian, we can get rid of him if he's not sitting here. But...
Oh, God, there you are. Jesus Christ. Sorry. So, Brian, where's Brian? Brian.
He's the third one, the empty face one. I don't know how to do it, but it seems like there should be, whoever started it should be able to, you know, get rid of people. What happened?
So is he gone?
It
Oh
looks
no,
like
he
you blocked him.
blocked him. We want to get rid of him.
Well, it just says that I. Well,
Let's see.
yeah, I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we are 10. That's cool. Brian!
Should I click yes to block him?
No.
It doesn't
Oh.
matter.
If you want me to get off, I'm just listening.
No, we like you listening. Nobody
Well,
should.
then if I get off, you can't interrogate me.
Well, that's a better reason to stay here.
Lisa, I'm still breathing, and you know what? I'm going to be able to go do a much better job than if I didn't say anything.
I know.
Well, shoot. Tell him it's Brian's fault. All right, so Jim's working on what he's working on. Okay, hey Jose, what are you up to?
Oh, about 5'11", 6 foot tall.
6 foot. You're 6 feet tall?
Just about.
Crazy,
Just
man.
like a hair inch. Not a hair inch, but like just a hair under 6 foot. So I just say I'm 6 foot. But no, it's been a crazy mad week. I started putting together a campaign for free templates and improving conversion rates. I've been doing a lot of research around that. And also, basically, after listening to Brendan Burchard, I decided to put my flagpole on this particular space on the internet, and I think that I'm pretty damn confident about being able to not just bring people to anybody's space, but also keep them through the customer service experience that I have. So,
cool, man.
It's just putting it together to where.
Kelvin's here.
Hi guys.
We were trying to dump Brian because he walked off somewhere and is taking up a spot, but Tiffany sacrificed so you might join.
But you're sitting in the dark.
Well, I'm actually not. Jason, do you want to open the?
I'm actually not.
Just I'm on this laptop. I'm on the laptop and it's a garbage little camera on it.
Garbage little camera. Cool. Well, how's your trip?
So I didn't realise the clocks had changed. Who's got the feedback?
Probably you.
Alan
Yes.
has the feedback.
Did he?
I've got the feedback.
That's usually Alan.
I don't know. Why don't you mute and we'll see. He hates it. Yeah,
That's better.
that's better.
You know what it is? I interfere with Kelvin's mic because it didn't happen before he got on.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, it's better now. It stopped. It stopped.
Oh, is
You're
it
good.
okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
Well, just give me a second. Let me introduce you to my number 2 son. Come here.
Okay, yeah, you might have to mute because it is
This is number 2.
number
red
2
hair.
with red
Red
hair.
hair, wow.
Nice.
Jason.
He poked in for half a second. Cool. Are you having a good visit?
He's bright red now.
Oh,
So how's everyone doing?
I'm good.
we're good. I managed to get a recording started, even though we're not recording on what you call it. So we did okay. We were worried that we wouldn't be able to have anybody listen to it later because you weren't here, but we figured it out.
Cool.
So we were listening to Jose. He's found a new flagpole to plant. So have you finished that funnel?
No, I just I started it. Excuse me. I started it a couple of weeks ago and didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I know with the website, I know that Calvin had taken a look at it and made mention of it. Just by sharing a little bit on my Facebook fan page, I actually got 2 opt-ins and I hadn't even promoted it. So all I was doing was asking for feedback on my fan page, and 2 people threw out just how should we say, I had 167 views.
Uh-oh.
2 of them was completely viral. That had nothing to do with me, so which was, to me, I thought was absolutely cool. And when I took a look at...
we muted you, Alan.
Hello?
We muted Alan. He's trying to talk. We muted him. It kills him. It kills him not to be able to talk.
Awesome.
This is silence therapy for Alan.
3 people actually muted him.
You'll be alright. Hold on. It's Jose's turn anyway.
Jose is frozen.
Oh no.
No, anyways, I saw that it was like a 38% conversion rate. So I was just like, wow, I really didn't do anything. And I took a look at some of the other people out there that are like, have the #1 position on Google as far as like search and whatnot. And I looked to see what they were doing and what they were suggesting. And I had already started doing that stuff on my web page and on my landing pages. Mm-hmm. And all I was doing was just really putting together, from a customer service perspective, what is it that the customer wants to be able to see? What type of interaction do they want when they talk to someone? Because really what it boiled down to was just anybody, whatever the problem, whatever the search is online, it's a issue that the customer is having. Just like when a customer calls into the call center, they're calling in with an issue.
That's what you do like overnight. Not everybody knows that's what you do overnight.
Exactly. And I've actually been in the industry for 20 years. So this is like second nature, and I'm like, wow, I can actually use my customer service experience to actually, build. I was just really surprised. I'm excited about it, and I just want to hurry up and get it out there. But I have a tendency of overcomplicating stuff.
Do you?
So,
yeah, we figured that one out.
So yeah, so I'm trying to see what I need to do to go ahead and make it really simple.
Well, don't overcomplicate making it simple either. Just go.
Right. So just simple terminology, simple.
Do a draft and put it out there, and then do another draft and put that out there too. Instead of trying to get it and then making it launch. Just keep putting it out there. Say, oh, this is a better version. Check it out now.
All right. Done and done. I'm actually off tonight, so I'm going to sleep for a couple hours, and actually before I go to bed, I want to go ahead and launch my first draft, which is already done.
Okay, cool.
So I'd like for you guys to take a look at it.
So I have a question. Will you come to Chicago?
I don't know.
Do you want to?
So, yeah, I do. I actually do. I just,
okay.
And I'm going to put it out there. I have a big hang up with Ian. It's not that Ian is bad. Obviously, some good has come out of it. It's just a marketing approach. I wasn't too very pleased with it. And I know that a couple bad apples kind of ruined it for a lot. But I also don't understand it.
I think Chicago would resolve that for you, one way or the other.
So what is it you don't Jose, what is it you don't understand?
It's been so long that I've been on my Ian account that I'm probably having to go back through it again. It's been like, I'll say probably about 4 months since I even touched it. So, I know that it's blocking. That's all I know.
Okay, well you need to look in the back office of Empower Network, because the real value in the system is in the training.
Which is not
front end blog.
is not what he owns. So he's only got the $25 product. But I feel like the culture would grab you or completely repel you if you were to go to Chicago, and you would know what the next step with regard to Empower Network would be appropriate for you at that point. But even better, you'll get to meet MPPers, and that should be enough, in my mind.
All right, because I am absolutely in love with you guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing. You guys have no idea how much I talk about you guys.
No.
Cool.
So.
But Ian is just a system.
Right.
Right, but it's a system that's very well put together and takes away a lot of the technical challenges. So it has, for someone like you who likes to have everything perfect, it's really great because it's done.
Right.
So you don't have to hang yourself up on the technical challenges. You can still learn those, but you can be moving forward whilst you're learning them.
Right. So, I guess my biggest hang-up is the sales funnel. I felt that
you can build your own.
Well, you can build your own, or we have the prosperity team now.
Right.
That'll be an option, but really, you can put your own front end and say, "Go do this" to people as the next step. The call to action, and take them directly to the cart page. You can bypass all of that shit. And actually, the sales letter is now new. It's a new version.
That's very good.
But you would first have to fall in love with David Sharp in order to be able to feel like it's a good place to take people. And that would happen or not happen, and I'm open to either. If you were thrown in the pool with them in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's homework assignment number 2.
The other thing I would say,
I hope there's tickets still. Is my thing. Denise was saying that there's.
I was very anti-EN at one point because of the way it was presented. But when I sat down and actually made the time to go through the sales videos and listened, and got past the long hair and the attitude, behind that is a guy that's very, very smart and very, very good at sales. So if you kind of stop looking at him and start listening, you'll find out quite a lot.
They're all incredibly interesting people and very they're very authentic. So for me, anybody who is presenting themselves as themselves, for me, is a yes in life. I don't care if you're a drunk and you're begging on the street, as long as you're being authentically yourself, or you're the people, anybody that has a facade that they present and then something else in private, I'm just like, that ain't it for me. But as long as people are being themselves, these guys are just, the heart that you see when you see them is 100% authentic. That's who they are. And if you can take people at face value, you're like, that's huge for me. Rebecca's here. Do you guys know Rebecca's with me? Come here, you.
Rebecca Lynn, is it?
Rebecca Lynn is right here.
Hello.
Hey there, I got your message, and I'll sort out that Excel file for you.
Oh, no worries. We've
I'm away
had
at the moment.
we've had just a few things to do.
This weekend has been very interesting.
This little chick here rocks. She's pretty darn amazing. People are just really appreciating everything that she's done for them this weekend. And I just thought what you just said about being authentic is exactly what she's like.
Yeah. What you see is what you get with me.
Yeah, it's really, it's a beautiful thing. But good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
So have you had fun this weekend, Andrea?
Oh, it's been an awesome weekend. You can watch the replay. Of this hangout. I already.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. I've taken away. Well, it was a lot of work. It was 3 days, 3 full days, 9 to 6, 9 to 5 days of everybody working really hard. Everybody. About 60 people were here, plus 10, support folks. Maybe there were four of us were coaches, and our job was just literally, when Mark said everybody who needs help raise their hand, that was our work. Yeah. So it worked good though. I mean, I think we did well. And there was one lady I think who went away kind of a little bit irritated because she wanted to hang on to her I'm so busy and I don't have any time story, and nobody was having any parts of that. So she wasn't giving in and nobody else was either. So she I think she might have gone away. Like when we went around, they had a sheet at the end to hook up with people to continue like accountability plans. And when I went around to check on, like, it was an optional thing, but of course everybody who's there has paid a large amount of money to be able to move forward in this direction. And she said, "Oh well, no, we're not doing this. We have a casual agreement." And I said, "Okay then." And I said, "Why is that?" And she said, "Well, they live in Australia. I live in Canada." And I said, "Yes, so?" And she said, well. I said, "Yes, so?" So, but she had just.
We have.
Go ahead.
I was going to say we have Chi that's out in the Far East. You're in San Diego. Keith's in England. I'm in Ireland. It's so easy now to hook up, no matter where you are. It's a shame that people
Remember
can't recognize
the
that.
hookup thing.
That doesn't really apply for everybody. I know what he's meant.
I know what he meant too. It's good. It's when he says it with his accent, it works. When he says it in a forum where he's just typing it, it doesn't work so much.
So to meet up.
Yeah.
Without any connotation.
Connect.
Well, I don't know. Connect. It's gonna be taken away too.
Oh, Jesus.
Nah, hookup is it's fine. I'm just messing with you. Look at Alan. He's laughing. Poor Alan. He can't hear you. Wish we could get rid of Brian. He's taking up valuable real estate here.
Yeah, he's obviously his connection is good, but he's not there.
No, he's taking his kids to school or something. Stinker.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, very good. Okay, Mr. Keith, you've been stepping up.
Yeah. I suppose for me, what I'm working on at the minute, because I've not been entirely happy with my follow-up emails for my Empower Network, and I've been tweaking them, but I'm still not happy. Mm-hmm. And I keep writing like a new series of follow-ups, but I find the balance difficult as in talking about myself and talking about the product. But I feel like yesterday and today I've had a bit of a breakthrough. I've got 5 follow-ups that I've done where I've told the story about myself, but also talked about the product and kind of done that in a bit of a story way. So I think I've nearly cracked it.
Cool.
With emails that I'll be happy with follow-ups. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting better on my broadcasts. Mm-hmm. But it's just that I just want to get 5 follow-ups into the system.
That's
so
awesome.
I can make sure I can cover all the base, if you like a bit about me,
about our network, what it is, etc., etc. I feel I'm like so close to being there now.
That's awesome. Rebecca got ARM while we were here. She might join us if we can convince her to be up at 7. And, well, she has to get up an hour earlier to do her rituals, her morning stuff, in order to be able to be on with 7 a.m. for her with us on Fridays. So she might make it.
Remember. It's 2 o'clock in the time now.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Only for the next 3 weeks, and then we're back on to an 8-hour difference.
Myrna will be sad if that's true for her too. She was like, well, and then she doesn't show up. She's like, woohoo! I don't have to stay up an extra hour late. And then she's like, I'm not going to make it 5 minutes before.
2 o'clock in the morning?
No, it's for Myrna in Australia. It's late. What time is it? What time is it for you? I don't know if he's here.
It's 11:23 p.m.
11:23. Yeah, for Myrna, it's like 12 hours, or 14 hours later or something. It's crazy.
12 hours different.
Rebecca just said, so I have nothing to complain about. Oh, so I was like, right. Being a wussy. All right, we have. So Keith, I just think it's cool that you're continuing to work through that stuff, because the only way that you're getting better is by doing it, and that's just awesome.
Yeah. I'm just like, keep taking steps. I must admit, towards the end of last week, I kind of like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because I've been pushing myself quite hard in the previous 2 or 3 weeks. I kind of got to that point where actually I was just not overwhelmed, but just right. I need to, I need to have a bit of a rest. So over the weekend, I didn't really do much. Just had some fun and drank some wine and just chilled.
I'll have to get a screen capture of it. I sent that question kind of to Mark at one point, maybe 6 months ago. I was like, "What do you do when you're?" And he's like, "I just check out." I check out for a couple days. That's what I do.
You just have to. I was just kind of did minimum at the weekend. And days I feel like that, I'll just do the minimum. So I'll write a blog post, shoot off a quick email, and then just do something. Put a film on, or.
You mean you'll have your life while you're making a living? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've started.
You didn't catch that.
I've started walking in the morning because I need to get a bit fitter as well and lose a bit of weight. That's something I've started in the morning.
Well, that's just as important.
But I'm taking out my iPod with an inner circle call on, which says killing 2 birds with one stone, which I'm really chuffed about. So it's a new habit I'm trying to get into.
These are the important habits, but you also have to take about. I'm off to Cheltenham on Friday, so I'm going to have a day or two of watching the horses and having a bit of fun. You've got to have your life and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Well, and it all gives you it gives you more stuff to write about. Yeah. That's what makes your emails come.
They need my product, Happy Healthy Wealthy Life.
Vanessa. Rebecca's got Happy Health. She came up with she's settled on come here. Why are you sitting over there?
I thought No. You're the rock star.
Rebecca.
She's here. Sit.
This is the chick that rocks.
Okay,
That's who everybody wants to hear from.
We're here to hear from everybody. While we were here, Rebecca, for a couple years, has been trying to figure out what her umbrella brand space is going to be.
Just 2 years.
I said a couple.
A couple is 2.
I know. Too long. It's been too long.
She got out of her own space over in Las Vegas, came over here, and has been working her behind off in the hotel room. She actually wasn't part of the event. She just came to work, I guess.
Well, because this chick invited me to come and share the space, and why is it that I have to come and hang out in a hotel room in a different town to get anything done? That's what's really blowing me away. I think it's kind of funny.
But anyway, you went for a walk on the beach the other day
Yes.
with the intention of figuring this final umbrella
Yes,
thing.
my essence.
The essence. What's the essence of Rebecca?
Yes.
And she found a URL that's kick ass, I think.
Happy, healthy, wealthy life.
.com.
Cool.
HappyHealthyWealthyLife.com.
What you guys were just talking about, it's like you can't have. We can all focus on the wealth generation, which is important, obviously. But if we're not happy in life and we're not healthy, what difference does it make, really? If you don't have happy relationships and you're not healthy in your body, then, really and truly, it doesn't matter how wealthy you are.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
how
that's...
does the old saying go? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yes,
don't be dull, Keith.
You know what? I wrote a blog post I wrote it yesterday. It's Saturday night, right? We have our night in, me and my wife Kerry, and we have a takeaway and that, crack open the alcohol. Just sat there watching Rocky 2. And you know what? It felt like nearly a perfect night. And I wrote a blog post about it because it was just so awesome. It's all easy, it was just,
Absolutely.
It was just awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, you got to have balance in life. That's for sure. That's it. That's all we got.
That's all we got. That's all we know. Awesome. So, Kelvin, tell us about your trip.
Well, I just got over here yesterday, met up with the kids. They've all had birthdays in the past couple of weeks, so it was a reason to come over here and hang out with them.
Awesome.
And that's basically it, hanging out with them. Jason's off work today, so he's an apprentice butcher. So he works Saturdays, gets Monday off. So he and I are just hanging out and chatting about life. It's cold, it's snowing, it's pretty yucky.
Pretty yucky.
But it's cool, it's cool for me that I can just hop on a plane when I feel like it and come and see my kids. They all live in Ireland. I live in the UK at the moment. So I'm here today and tomorrow, back home tomorrow night.
Hey,
and on from there.
There might be something I need you to be in Dallas for in the middle of April. Are you going to be in the States yet?
Possibly.
Okay.
What is it in Dallas?
I can't tell you.
How important is it?
It's very important.
Tell me separately.
I'll be able to tell everybody right after that, right before the Chicago thing. So.
Okay, cool.
But it's an NDA event, so we have to.
Right. Well, tell me about that later.
I will.
But yeah, one of the cool things about the lifestyle is you get to be able to do what you want to do. And okay, so it means for 3-4 days I'm very in terms of business, but I'm enjoying myself. The kids are old enough to buy me beer now, so that's really cool.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, you got to look at your priorities. But it just means I can just take off a couple of days without having to ask anyone.
And with the internet connection, here you are working anyway, briefly.
Yeah. Well, this is a hangout. This isn't work. I always enjoy these.
It's just as important. Trust me.
Yeah, it is.
But it's really cool to see, like Keith, Jose, everyone moving forwards. Nice to meet you, Rebecca.
Yes.
I see your name all over the place, and I hear lots about you.
Aw, thank you. It's great to interact with you and everyone. It's a great group. I've been telling a lot of people about MPP. I need to get my affiliate link, in an easy to find place. So
It is an easy to find place.
Yeah,
for herself.
Yeah, for me.
Dan had the same story a minute ago about not knowing how to sign people up to Empower Network.
I want to put it on my phone. That's what I'm thinking, is that have it on my iPhone so that it's like in one little dock.
Maybe there's an app for that.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm building at the moment. Let's not ruin the party by telling you one just yet. These questions, Rebecca, obviously you and Dan are having the same issue. Pop them in the group.
They don't know that they're having the issue though. It's like well, I can't do that because I don't know how to do that.
Oh, I just, like for instance, I'm having dinner last night with a gal that I did a Jonathan Budd mastermind. I mean, we've become great friends, and that's the beautiful thing about these masterminds. And anyway, I was telling her about MPP, and I was telling her about all you guys, and she's like, "Wow, that sounds really great." I go, "Yeah, you know what? It's really on your time zone." Although she's a therapist and she works like a bazillion. She sees like 14 clients a day. It's insane. But
That is insane.
yeah, and I just said, well, you should pop into that. Even if you just popped into the Facebook group, and then you'd have some of these questions. You would not believe this chick. She's rolls in money, I guess, because she's spent a boatload of it trying to get all of her stuff done. Oh my God, my lipstick's too bright.
I just put her face up here.
Why did you tell me this?
I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
But this is the recording we want while you're talking. We want to hear you.
Well, anyway, but she has spent a boatload of money with the wrong people, and so have I, trying to get done for you stuff.
We were talking about it last night, that you have to be hosed a certain amount before you really appreciate when you find the right group.
Yeah, what's the level of hosing that is the cutoff? That's what I want to know. I mean, before you get completely hosed like I have, and now it's like really battling back from it all. And anyway, it's
Kelvin.
What?
Yeah, it always interests me. I mean, I speak to a lot of people who have spent tens of thousands of dollars.
Keep going.
On poor training, poor coaching. And I don't know. I don't think there's any such thing as poor training. There may well be training that doesn't take you where you want to go, but you do learn.
These are not so much. What they've done is hired people for done for you services, and then literally not been served, or been served really badly, or not been able to communicate what they need, and then gotten something else, and so forth.
And actually, I mean, Mary, the way she was talking about it last night, she actually communicated it quite well.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yeah, and it's just interesting. I started thinking about that. I almost feel like, and I don't know if this is part of something like the Warrior Forum, or that if somebody doesn't perform, that, boy, it's very well broadcasted in places like that.
There's a really good saying. Well, a lot of people wouldn't appreciate this, but those that can do, those that can't teach. Right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's a saying you hear over here quite a lot. A lot of the done for you services, people looking for a magic button, and there is no magic button. If you don't understand the system, you are never going to make it work. So having done for you services kind of shortcuts all that in the hope that you can throw money at it and make money from it. Mm-hmm. But if you do make money, you still don't understand why you're making money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is true that the philosophy behind all of these sales funnels and opt-in pages and everything. I mean, I've been to a couple of different Jonathan's mastermind groups, and well, I mean, that was over a year's time, and we then hooked up with a bunch of people, but I understand the philosophy, and true, I really do. She just used
hooked up too, so maybe I'm being too hard on you.
What? What?
Hooked up with a bunch of people, so I think I'm being too hard on you. I apologize.
Oh, did I say that? Oh, okay, that's right. And that's the
that's cool. You can say hooked up, because we can hook up in Chicago or wherever. That's cool.
Well, I don't find it to be offensive. I
guess it's a generational. It's partly generational.
Don't them walk into a hotel room together. That's all.
Hey, Rebecca and I hooked up this weekend.
Yes, but they're already in a hotel room, doing God knows what.
Yeah, working. It's like super boring for anybody else watching. We're just two chicks on a computer. That's all. And then I'm asking.
Really? Two chicks on a computer?
Oh, yes.
Jim, a couple months ago, Jim, I seem to recall watching you and Andrew sitting in that very, very same position.
See? Oh, Marguerite's here.
Never mind.
What happens in Austin stays in Austin.
Boys
I'm sorry.
will be boys.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
All right, let's get Lisa, and then Marguerite just popped in, so we'll be able to see Marguerite too. But Lisa, we're gonna call you out, lady.
I know.
Oh, that sounds so exciting.
So I'm excited that Lisa works at home, but she's actually on like hours. I don't know how it works exactly, but you're on like kind of a support thing, like Jose, aren't you?
Sort of. I'm probably doing some multitasking I shouldn't be, but don't tell on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's okay. I do the same thing, so.
Okay, cool. We're good.
Uh-huh. Ah, Brian, thank you. Somebody tell Tiffany she can come back on so she can talk. She won't come back, but tell her she can.
I'll go tell her.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Becca's going.
Bye.
She's got car stuff to do.
Okay, so I'll just fess up where I'm at and get it over with.
Cool.
Get it over with.
Is that before you cut your wrists, or?
What?
I have one blog post done. I haven't done anything with it yet, and I have ideas and things I keep capturing on my pad of paper here. But to be honest, and it's not really I wouldn't say it's an excuse. It's just I need to apply myself more and just dig in there. But now that there's kind of been the merging thing as well, there's just so much stuff everywhere. I'm kind of lost. I know I'm supposed to go through the fast start and that stuff there, but I just feel I don't like I'm gonna go back and use somebody else's excuse. I don't even know how to use the affiliate link for MPP yet. So that's how bad I am.
Okay, well, Lisa, first off, the only thing you need to do before you start blogging is go through the fast start videos. Take you about 90 minutes. Then start writing your blogs. The rest of the stuff can all wait.
Big time.
Affiliate links, we can show you how to do that in 5 minutes. Yeah.
I think we better do that because I've heard that from more than one person.
Yeah, okay, so we need to show them how to do links. Well, I'll do that when I get back. Or you can do it
when we get back later, a couple days. It'll be a couple days, but everybody will have affiliate links down this week.
Yeah, I mean that's really simple stuff. Don't ever get hung up on stuff like that. But yeah, Lisa, all you need to do, those fast start videos, 90 minutes of your time this evening. Then start writing blog posts.
Did you watch the fast starts? Did you watch the fast starts?
I started it.
Okay. Yeah, they're not super long, but watch them. Because that's kind of the core of the... It's not just about Empower Network, it's the core of bringing value to your audience ultimately anyway. It's just good habits. I mean, you won't be able to do it exactly that way necessarily unless you're a lot better than the rest of us right away.
I just feel a little schmucky for not being far. I should be, honestly, I should be farther along than I am. But
because
you should. Because
says who?
People hung up. Yeah, people get hung up on all this stuff, and the thing is to blinker yourself.
To what?
At this point in time, anyway. Yeah.
To what yourself?
The blinkers on. Blinker.
Oh, blinker.
Yourself.
Okay.
Blinders.
Blinders.
Put your blinders on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put your blinders on. And just work off those fast start videos, because everything you need, as Andrea says, everything you need is there in terms of getting going and moving forwards. Ignore the rest of it until you've got that bit down.
Yeah, I guess I'm just, I did go like in the prosperity team area and whatnot, and it's just a matter of probably after I get moving along here, a lot of stuff will start coming together and making more sense to me. But right now, I'm just like, holy cow!
Did you see that? You saw that thing, that update I put about cheese comment on somebody's something on Facebook? No. My update on Facebook was, oh wait, I'm supposed to be, wait, I can't. I was gonna go look, but I'm doing the recording.
Lisa, use your frustrations now as a blog post.
A good idea.
Absolutely.
Big hint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge hint.
We recorded Fridays, didn't we, Keith?
Well, I wish we did. I messed it up. I need to teach you how to record it. Because I went into my Hangout, but I must have done something wrong. So I need to talk to you about make sure I do it right next week. Because it was brilliant, weren't it?
Well, I think it would be really useful for like Lisa, because we had Friday. It was only 3 of us on it. It was Keith, Tiffany, and myself, and we had a long chat about getting going.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, Tiffany's written a couple of blog posts, I think, since about it, so they might be worth you guys reading. But it was, I think it really covered a lot of ground that people struggle with.
And I messed up the recording. I was gutted about it.
You know what?
We can do it again.
We'll do it again.
We will, because Myrna said she wanted to be on as well.
I guarantee you, if you would get good at doing those, you could do them every week and gather an audience like no other. A loyal audience of no other.
Yeah, one of the points I made on Friday is, for any of you that are starting out now, capture your emotions. I've lost them. I don't ever remember being frustrated, although maybe I was 10 years ago. But I can't talk about those emotions the way you guys can.
Mm-hmm.
So really, really capture them now, because you can relate to people that I can't touch.
Yeah.
You know, because your frustrations are real for you, and people can relate to those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll relate to the frustrations I've had trying to get on this Hangout for the
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, God. I mean, it's making me crazy.
Well,
the first half dozen times.
The problem is we were full.
School.
We were full up.
We have to blame.
We don't need to blame anybody. We were full up.
We have to blame the USA for having non-standard time zone changes.
Oh, is that?
It's a standard. They do it every year.
Yeah, but the rest of the world does it on the last Saturday of March and October.
Well,
they
used to do it. They used to do it the last whatever in October, and that's right around my birthday. So it was like really depressing. It's dark.
Oh, when's your birthday, Junior?
October 29th.
Okay, I'm the 18th.
I'm the 19th.
We must have a calendar. Let's put everybody's birthday on a calendar.
All these wonderful people. Absolutely.
Zane's birthday's in October.
Is there a recording of this?
Yes, ma'am. As long as there's no major failure of my computer between now and 20 minutes from now, we should be alright.
You haven't done anything to it, so that when I go back, I can like view it and listen to it in fast speed.
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned.
If you haven't done anything to prevent it, then yeah, I think I'll be able to. Thanks.
We'll be fine. So, Lisa.
Yes.
Brave woman. I think that
mean?
I'm just talking. This doesn't mean anything. Yes, she is. We'll get to her in just a second. I just wanted to thank you for showing up today.
Why, okay. I'm always here. I'm just listening.
No. Showing up means the other people have to know it, too. So,
okay.
Now we know you're here. It's a good thing. Thanks.
I'm here, everyone. I'm here.
Tiffany, are you around? Oh, you're muted. Oh, there she is. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Thank you for letting Kelvin on earlier.
I know. I figured he was more important, and then I saw that.
Oh no!
Don't say that.
Not at all, Tiffany. I'm certainly not more important than you. But thank you for letting me up.
Well, no. What happened was there was that thing at the top that said something about blocking Brian, and I hit that button, and it ignored me. It said it was ignoring him. So then it said if I ignore somebody, then I can't be in the room. We have to start a new hangout or something. Anyway, it wouldn't let me back in because I had with that button. So.
It worked out. You'll be fine.
I
So what?
learned not to do that again.
Give us a 2-minute skinny on what you're up to.
Wow. I'm just trying to get more consistent about blogging, and kind of like I mentioned, I got a little caught up in all the prosperity stuff, trying to get around that, and it kind of was a little bit too much for me to just try to delve right into. So I'm just trying to get back to just the blogging and.
We were just talking to Lisa about that. She kind of took a side trip into all that mess.
Yeah, there is a lot of really cool information in there, but not. I did the same thing as when I joined, and I went into John's training and then got completely lost, and then I got wrapped up in all the GBO crap, and so anyway, I'm back now. I'm going to be focused on what I'm trying to do, and then just try to maybe schedule out an hour or something a day to go in and go through some of that stuff. But,
cool. Welcome back.
You don't.
Go ahead.
You'll know when you need that stuff. At the moment, you don't need it, but you will reach a point where you want to know more, and then you can go and play in there. And there's some great information in there, but you're having to learn a whole new system. And their back end at the moment is kind of messy, but they're bringing forward a new website that should be here in the next couple of days.
Are you talking about GBO?
No,
I'm talking about the prosperity team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't start me on GBO because I'm.
Please don't.
No, I saw you write. I know, that's the reason I asked, because I don't have it, and I don't know if I should get it.
Well, you'll know when you need it.
Yeah, you will know when you need it. The only reason I can see for getting GBO at this present moment in time is that there is potential income to be generated from it.
Because people are going to spend the money anyway.
Yeah. And it's a cheap option for the services offered, but it's kind of you get what you pay for.
Yep.
Thanks. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Margaret.
No, Tiffany, it's your turn. Your 2 minutes aren't up yet.
Okay, so anyway, like what the hangout that Kelvin and Keith and I were on, I had just talked a little bit about how I was glad I went into the Prosperity Team website and did that. They had a viral blogging training type thing, and that was kind of like a light bulb for me because, going back to talking before, it kind of gives you no excuse to not blog daily. You can always go grab something like that. It just gave me a quick option for when I'm not coming up with something rather than not blogging.
So what you can do though is you can tell this story of I have this amazing training space that's available to me, and I went in and I got kind of lost. But what I did find was this one piece, and be the pioneer for people going in there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Say, you
Yeah.
go in there, you'll probably get, feel like you've got the fire hose because it's all this great information. But I did find one piece, and I've survived it, and I'm coming back out with the good stuff. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So that can be my.
And you're at the same point leveraging the time you feel like you've wasted or gotten distracted. You can feel good about that time by leveraging it that way.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. But hey, I was going to ask you a question. In one of the other groups, they talked about some guy was asking a question about a solo ad that he did and not getting opt-ins or clicks or whatever. And they started talking about, well, it's probably because you were using a Gmail account or something. And they were talking about that a little bit. But Andrea, you use Gmail. I mean, it can work for some people, right?
Work for you? How?
Well, because somebody was talking about how they think maybe people aren't clicking on their emails because it's coming from a Gmail account, but you don't have that.
No.
So it's probably just content.
It's probably their subject lines and the people who are on their list combination. They haven't made their list want to hear from them yet.
Remember, there's a lot of solo ad vendors out there now that build their lists from safe spots and what have you. So a lot of the lists out there aren't very responsive.
Yeah. Just because somebody has a list doesn't mean that
kind
they have anybody who's listening to them. Try. I think did I freeze? Oh, Kelvin froze.
No.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, that I was kind of reading about that and was getting a little confused. I think I right now where I'm at, still trying to learn and get my footing. I shiny things distract me too much, and so I'm sticking. And I'm just going to stick in the mastermind partner group for now.
Cool.
Just kind of once in a while pop in and out of other groups, but I think I just need to stay in here and kind of get myself straight, because I get distracted way too easy by all the chatter. Then it's like, your leverage. I better go check that out. What's that? And then I've lost an hour just doing nothing, and that frustrates me. So if I stay in this group, it's smaller and I get more out of it anyway.
Excellent.
Go, Calvin.
Or Jose.
That was me. Actually, no big deal, man. Tony, I can completely relate. Some of the things that Andrea has been wanting to just throw things at me because I don't really stay focused. I don't pay attention very well. I always run off on tangents. But I switch everything off when I go to blog, when I go to write content. I get completely focused on that one specific item, because you put a squirrel in front of me, I'm what? So those little things might help. It's just what you go over there laughing at. But yeah, no, those things will absolutely help. And I don't go to any other group except for MPP right now, because it will absolutely distract me like nobody's business.
Yeah, it's always a shame when people like Tiffany, you're talking about Gmail accounts and solo ads, and you're not at that point yet, so that's a real distraction for you. Like
right.
Ballpark.
Yeah, and then it just becomes this big vicious circle with me, because then it's like everybody's talking about email and this and what you need to do with your list and that, and then I don't have a list, so then I start getting frustrated and think, gosh, I'm just not getting it, and I'm not, I just need.
I think you would appreciate the Autoresponder Madness course also.
Yeah. I got that other one.
Which other one?
The other one, not the Autoresponder Madness, the subscriber one.
The list.
So the list building one, the free one.
From Andre?
No. Andrea.
Oh no.
I thought
you ordered.
Andrea, but...
Right, that's me working with you. But this is the content. The content that's driving Keith forward is the Autoresponder Madness stuff.
But when you can sign up to the list building part of it as well. That's free, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'll send her a link to that.
That'd be helpful.
Okay. But anyway, just my goal is just to stay out of all of that other stuff, not worry about all the prosperity stuff right now, and just kind of stay focused in here until I get it.
Cool. Yeah, like I say, you'll know when you need to increase your knowledge.
Well, you just got Costa Rica, so that it would be best, I think, to focus on. How many of those have you watched?
Well, when I got booted off here, I went in and was watching the third one.
Okay, so there's endless amounts of brain time and good information to bring through you in that.
Okay.
Don't you think? Yes.
Yeah. So far, I mean, like I said, I've only done the first 2 videos, and I've just gone the third. But...
Well, the second one.
It's a great course. I'm up to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Just maps out how a business works. Brilliant. some of it you might feel is not relevant. Like some of it I watch and I'm like, this isn't really that relevant, but it's helpful to know because you know where you're going or where you can go if you choose to in the future.
Yeah. Cool stuff. All right, so Marguerite, what you up to? I think. Oh no, you have to unmute.
There we go. I've been working on my avatar, and I really have this enormous, obese, multi-headed avatar that I'm having a hard time, trimming down. I still have an inclination that I want to appeal to everyone instead of drilling down and being very specific. That's what I've been working on over the weekend because the more I worked on it, the more it got back to where I started from.
Bear in mind, Marguerite, you can have more than one avatar, but each avatar should be focused.
Yeah.
So
I never thought of that.
yeah. So you can have, for instance, if we just follow on very briefly from what we talked about last week, you could have, say, family with children. So a couple in the mid-30s that have got kids that are in their early teens, perhaps, and then you can have your retirees. It's the same product, but they're two specific avatars within that.
That will have marketing specific to their, so they can hear you. Otherwise, if you talk to everybody, no one hears you.
But I send all of my emails are broadcast emails.
That's okay.
To my list. So is there a way then, if I do that, let's say that I focus and drill down and send it to retirees who are looking for supplemental income, that's the focus. That the people who respond to that email, I use Aweber, can I then switch them to another list?
I think you're not telling your story enough. I think you need to get comfortable with telling your own story and letting the chips fall where they will, at least initially. There's a lot of people, there's enough people out there in the world just like you who want the things. You have an immense library of knowledge base at this point, or you know where you can get it.
Right.
And don't get hung up on your existing list.
Yeah.
Your job is to serve the people that you can relate to.
Who can relate to you?
All of them.
Who can relate to you?
Who can relate to you? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not worry about, I might miss a sale here, I might miss a sale there. Well, that's fine, but you might, while you're worrying about that one sale, miss the mother load of perfect audience over here because you're trying to address everything.
Okay.
Did you buy auto? I'm not plugging.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so if I'm going to be like doing this, should the avatar be more like who I am?
It can be.
Your ideal avatar is a mirror of yourself.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
At the outset.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I know you guys are having trouble with audio, so I'll mute that.
You're having the trouble, not us.
No, I think it's your headset messes with his computer somehow. Because it's not until you were on that he started echoing.
Oh, okay, well that's kind of weird.
It is weird.
But let me talk about avatars just briefly. I was chatting to my older son last night, and I was explaining avatars to him. So he raised the subject. He's 21, right? I'm older than 21. And he was talking about how he would find you an audience. So he started talking about helping to stop people smoking. And it's very, very simple. I mean, he's 21, so I said, your audience, because he, like you, Marguerite, is thinking of his audience as being everyone in the world.
Everyone who smokes.
So we started talking about him at 21 and me at 54. and how we see life differently. So for him, people that smoke, they smell, it's antisocial, blah, 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 all those sort of things. So that's what he can relate to. That's where he sees smoking as being an issue, as well as a health issue. Whereas for somebody of my age, to get people to stop smoking, you're talking about
showing them
issues.
Lungs that are deteriorating,
Yeah.
people who with
Or talking to them
emphysema
about,
and
or talking to them about not being able to walk up a hill and that sort of thing. So, in terms of avatar, his avatar, it would be totally different to my avatar in that arena. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So you can, the stuff that you can relate to isn't the stuff that a 21-year-old relates to.
Right.
Hey, and
Now you can.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just gonna say, it kind of goes back to that conversation that we had Friday, and you kind of made that light bulb go on for me because, well, I'm kind of like with Marguerite. I'm thinking, well, how is what I'm gonna say going to be, it's not going to necessarily target people who have more experience and have done this or whatever. Mine would be more people that are in the same place as me, being frustrated and where to go for help and how to get that help and how to overcome some of these kind of beginner things or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, and like kind of Kelvin pointed out to me that I just want to focus on those people that I want to help and that will relate to me. And so, yeah, maybe other people are going to be more attracted to the shiny numbers thing, selling kind of standpoint that we see a lot where, so-and-so made, $70,000 this month. That's not going to appeal to a lot of people because they can't see that.
Mm-hmm.
But it appeals more, kind of like Kelvin pointed out, too. He said, me and Andrea ever talk about how much money we make? No, we never hear that because you guys are about helping people, and that's the same thing I want to do, the same thing you want to do with the retired folks. And so we're not going to get all those other leads, but we just want to focus on the ones that we can work with or whatever.
And what's really... You're putting it across very well, Tiffany. But what people really need to understand is you don't need a big audience to make a very good living. Mm-hmm. There's 315 million people in the US. If you could get 500 people following you, and those 500 people all went into Empower Network and bought it over a period of time, you would have an income that would be more than sufficient to keep you happy for a very long time. So you just need a very, very small part of the pie. Marguerite, if you're talking about GRN, and you could find one retiree couple a week that could relate to you,
wow,
you would have 150, 50 sales a year is 160 grand or something.
Yeah. So the trick is
so that's how small.
People, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why you have to find your avatar and target your avatar.
Yeah.
But you don't need many of them. So
thank you for coming. Yes, I'm letting the fog dissipate.
Awesome.
Somehow I like the security of
the security of the fog.
Yes. I'm calling myself out.
Cool.
I know I'm talking a lot about avatars in this past couple of weeks, but it is so important to understand.
Oh, it is. It is, because I've been around for a while, and I've never focused this much on it, and I think that's been part of my problem, is that I keep myself in a state of confusion about, who I'm talking to.
Jose has something to say. He's itching to say
I
it, too.
actually had a light bulb moment in the last week. It was actually just in a conversation with my son. He was sitting there talking to me about...
He's like 9. Is he 9 or 11 or something?
He's 10. Going to be 11. Mm-hmm. So he's all about playing football, and he's talking about all these touchdowns that he's wanting to make, and I just sat there and I asked him, it's like, because I know the game very, very well, but I asked him, it's like, look, it's like, you think that you're going to make this touchdown every time you touch the ball. What makes you think that you're going to touch I mean, it's good that you think that. I want you to think that, but what makes you think that you're going to be able to touch the ball every single time? And he's just like, well, just because I have that belief. I was like, great. Okay, so what happens when you don't? Like, I don't know. But we had to, I had to sit there and break it down to him and just explain to him. It's like, football is not a game about getting touchdowns. Everyone wants that big touchdown, that big game, that big throw, that big play, and that's what they celebrate. But what a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of hard work, and it's about every single inch, every single yard that you have to take in order to be able to get to a point where you can score a touchdown. And that's when I realized for myself is that, one of the reasons why I've been having such a hard time trying to develop a list or come up with something or stay focused is that I keep on wanting to go ahead and score this big touchdown. It's not about getting to the end game right away. It's about being able to build up to it. And so that was my epiphany, just actually a couple days ago when I had that conversation with him. I was like, wow. It's like, really? Was it that? Oh my gosh. So, I mean, I don't know if you ladies can relate to that, but it becomes a stumbling block for a lot of us. We want that big touchdown. We want that big play. We put so much emotional investment, we don't think about what we're doing in a strategic manner.
What I find is that people want to be born perfect, especially into the internet space. They want to do their thing behind the screen, and then they want to be born perfect and make a big splash. And that isn't how any of this transpires for the people that actually make things happen. They get out there, they do it messy, they do it some more, they fix it, they do it again. They improve themselves. They don't like their avatar, they improve themselves so their avatar becomes a better avatar. They don't like the results they're getting, they get a skill and they serve people and they continue to create offers and develop them. It's just messy. There's no other way about it. So.
Yeah, just like same relation. For me, I have to put it in the term of football or sports or wrestling or basketball.
Yeah,
the game's not pretty.
But you need to do that in your copy, in your writing. Keep using those metaphors because that will draw the people exactly who can hear you to you.
Which is
don't worry about offending the ladies. I don't know if you ladies can relate or not, is acknowledging that we're in the room and that's kind of you. But past that, do your sports analogies.
Yeah, but that's everyone has their own voice, and if you're true to yourself, then as Andrea says, you'll attract people that relate to that. If you try and be all things to all men, you'll attract nobody.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, Alan, you had to be silent all this time. You got any last words? I got to get myself packed up and out of here.
I want to. I primarily, taken away from this, that I want to attract people that don't want to just do what I do, but they believe what I believe, and that's really profound. And that came from I was watching some TED thing, Simon Sinek or whatever, and that's what he said, and it really resonated with me. And he was saying that that's why people buy Apple. It's not that you can get a computer from anybody, that doesn't matter. But people that buy into Apple buy into Apple's philosophy. So I think that's really important in creating your avatar.
Well, that's kind of what Rebecca's been grappling with, is figuring out what is the essence of Rebecca, is what she was trying to pin down for a long time now. And I think she's hit it for herself. At least something that she can expand on and now builds around. Knows the message that she's bringing to the world. And she'll hone it further because happy, healthy, wealthy can still apply to just anyone. So she'll need to further hone in on you know, what she mostly talks about generally. You know, is she talking about to women, you know, over 40 something, or is she talking to, you know, kids on skateboards? We don't know yet. According to that, you know, she'll further hone it, but it's a good start for sure. Good stuff. Thanks for showing up, everybody.
Thanks for having this.
Yeah. Well, somebody would have started it, I hope, if we hadn't shown up.
So when the clock hits 10 or whatever Eastern time, then nobody started it to start it?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I mean, usually
that'll be once in a...
We're both traveling this week.
Once in a, like, randomly blue moon that Kelvin wouldn't be on the ball. I could be depended on to forget once in a while.
Kelvin or Andrea, how long will it take for this recording to be up? I need to catch the last quarter or so. I had a phone call and had to turn you guys way down, so I kind of missed a good chunk of info there.
I'll try and get it rendered and upload it from here. I don't know how my connection is, but if not now, then by tomorrow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, Andrea, you haven't dropped off once.
I know, that's not terrible.
Good point, Tiffany. Good point.
It's my stinking connection at home, and I have two now. I have cable and a DSL line, and they both, well, it seems like the cable's a little bit better, but they're both, so, I don't know. It's not...
You all should move, you should all move out to Kansas City, where we have Google Fiber. It's 100 times faster than speed cable.
Wow.
But it snows there.
Yeah.
Up to 2 feet sometimes.
No.
It's awesome.
I'll take a drop off any day.
When my little nephew was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, I was going to fly into Kansas City and drive to Columbia. He was in the hospital in Columbia.
Oh wow!
So I was going to fly into Kansas City, and there was so much snow I didn't want to go. So yeah, and I thought Utah was bad, but I guess not.
We
apparently.
So, anyways, guys, it's been fun. I have to drop off. I got to go take care of the kids. We will catch you here in a couple hours.
Have a good day.
See you all next week.
I'll be home tomorrow. I might be in and off, on and off today, but I'll be home tomorrow.
Don't forget to post those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I have a few more. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.